Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. आज पनि हामी सधैँ झै आफ्टर अ लङ टाइम एउटा लेसनको एक्सप्लेनेसन हेर्न गइरहेका छौँ र दिस लेसन इज Eveline, which is a short story written by James Joyce. Now without any delay, let's go towards the chapter. So, talking about the author, James Joyce was an Irish novelist, short story writer, poet, teacher, and literary critic. His famous works include Ulysses, a portrait of the artist as a young man, and Finnegan's Wake. Eveline is one of the most remarkable short stories written by him, in which he has portrayed the adversities in the life of a young girl who is not able to gather enough courage to break away from her adversities to seek a better life. So, introduction of the story. Eveline is a short story by the Irish writer James Joyce. It was first published in 1904 by the journal Irish Homestead, and it later featured in 1914 collection of short stories Dubliners. Eveline is about a young Irish woman of 19 years who makes a plan to leave her abusive father and poverty-stricken existence in Ireland in order to seek out a better life for herself and her lover, Frank, in Buenos Aires, capital of Argentina. So, overview. Eveline is portrayed as a young woman who lives in Dublin. यो स्टोरीमा Eveline चाहिँ एकजना भर्खरकी महिलाको बारेमा छ है. Her mother and her brother अर्नेस्ट एकजना उनको दाजु र उनका आमा पहिल्यै बितिसकेका हुन्छन्. दे वर अलरेडी डेड. Eveline's second brother Harry was nearly always away from home because he used to be too busy in church decorating business. ऊ आफ्नै व्यवसाय सम्हाल्नु पर्ने भएकोले Evelineको अर्को दाइ घरमा बस्दैनन्. Evelineका दुईजना यङ्गर सिब्लिङ्सहरू पनि छन् जो घरमै बस्छन्. उनीहरूको हेरचाह गर्नुपर्ने टोटल कम्प्लिट they were dependent upon her for being taken care of. The responsibility of tackling the finances of the family and sustaining the family, particularly her two younger siblings, fell on the shoulders of Eveline after the death of her mother. Eveline used to do a job in a shop to fulfill her responsibility. She used to do marketing in order to earn money. The money she used to earn wasn't enough to lead a comfortable life. उनले सानोतिनो जागिर खान्थिन्, काम गर्थिन् है एउटा पसलमा. तर जुन काम उनले गर्थिन् त्यसले उनलाई पर्याप्त पैसा भने आउँदैन थियो. अनि उनको बुवा एकदमै रक्सी खाने. He was a drunkard and abusive in nature and never supported willingly to his family. He was always reluctant to give money essential to run her house. Once Eveline got tired of this constant and unending struggle and she wished to go away somewhere and do a fresh beginning of her life. Frank एकजना उनको अफेयर चलिरहेको केटा हुन्छ. ऊ एज अ सेलर was the only source of delight in the life of Eveline. However, her father discovered about their courtship. He once quarreled with Frank and he asked Eveline not to meet Frank ever again. But since Frank was the only person who was a source of joy and peace of Eveline, उनको जिन्दगीको खुसी भन्नु नै फ्रेङ्क हुन्छन्. त्यही भएर उनले बुवाको वार्निङका बावजुद पनि फ्रेङ्कसँग भेट्ने गर्थिन्. फ्रेङ्क एन्ड एभलिन पनि भन्छ है. यत्रो समय मैले Eveline भनिरहेको थिएँ भन्न चाहिँ यो यसको खास प्रोनाउन्सिएसन चाहिँ एभलिन हो. Eveline भन्न सजिलो हुने भएकोले जिब्रोमा Eveline भन्न आइहाल्छ. सो मिलाएर बुझ्नु होला. Franklin and Eveline ultimately made the decision to elope to Buenos Aires in order to begin a new life together. She abandoned her intention to elope with Frank. Nevertheless, she felt eventually burdened by her family obligation and the vow she made to her mother to maintain the family's unity. उनले आफ्नो आमासँग जुन प्रमिस गरेकी हुन्छन् कि परिवारलाई कुनै हालतमा पनि म छुट्टिन दिन्ने भन्ने कुरा, त्यसैले नै एभलिनलाई एउटा मोरल अब्लिगेसन जस्तो हुन्छ कि परिवारलाई छोडेर जान नमिल्ने खालको जुन आमालाई दिएको वचन. She therefore chose to leave Frank to board the ship by himself and didn't board the ship bound for Buenos Aires. उनले अन्त्यतः गएर छोड्छिन् आफ्नो फ्र्याङ्कलाई र परिवारको जिम्मेवारी निभाउने सोच्छिन्. The narrative concluded with Eveline and Frank's depressing separation. So theme को बारेमा गर्नु पर्दा पहिलो थीम चाहिँ the responsibility to honor a promise. Eveline had to take on the burden of supporting her family's money and keeping them together after her mother passed away at a very early age, which caused her to live a miserable existence. She had the option to leave her struggles behind and begin a new life by eloping with Frank, her true love. है उनको चाहिँ अप्सन पनि हुन्छ एभलाइनको कि सबै कुरा छोडेर त्यो दुःखको संसार छोडेर फ्र्याङ्कसँग एउटा नयाँ जिन्दगी बिताउने. However, she felt compelled to keep her family together and look after her siblings in order to honor the vow promise that she had made to her mother. She was forced to accept her unhappy life, as a result passing up the chance to move to Buenos Aires and start a new life with Frank. Eveline experienced a struggle of emotions within herself. She was torn between wanting to move to Buenos Aires and start a new life with Frank and feeling obligated to her family to take care of in spite take care of her young siblings and be a good daughter to her father. Despite her father's aggressive and abusive behavior towards her, she harbored compassion for him since she had fond memories of her father providing for her and siblings when they were younger. She recalled how her father used to make her and her siblings giggle by donning her mother's bonnet. को यादले पनि अलिक त उनलाई फ्र्याङ्कसँग जान दिँदैन. बुवाले उनलाई सानामा कसरी माया गर्थे, हँसाउँथे है, आमाको लुगा लगाएर उनीहरूलाई हँसाउँथे दिदी बहिनीहरूलाई. She was therefore able to maintain her compassion for her father in spite of his mistreatment of her. Because of these early recollections, she ultimately decided to stay in Dublin rather than take the chance to travel to Buenos Aires with Frank because of this internal conflict that drove her to prioritize her family. James Joyce described how Eveline used to spend years dusting all of the familiar items in her environment. This recurrence is a metaphor for Eveline's monotonous life, which was filled with obligations and sufferings. Eveline became paralyzed from within by her repeated life as she became tangled in the cycle of her obligation and failed to seize the chance to break free from it, even though it meant beginning a new life with Frank. Social restraints for women. The female lead of the narrative, Eveline, serves as a symbol for the helplessness of women in Dublin during the 20th century, since she was unable to make the choice that would have changed her life from misery to happiness. The idea that a woman's primary role is to take care of her family, even at the expense of her own happiness, has shaped her mentally and socially. Eveline's psychological makeup was thus shaped by society to insist on carrying out her familial responsibilities, which ultimately led her to forfeit her chances at happiness with Frank. So, thank you for joining. See you again in next video. Bye bye.